I love them more than me. I give them more than they give me. I prioritize them over me. They're higher up on a pedestal than me. They are better than me. They don't think I'm enough. They're better looking than me, more admired than me, more special than me. They don't prioritize me. They don't put me first. So that's how they'll be. All right, guys, let's do a Loz lesson about taking your specific person off the pedestal and why you might want to do that and why that's also the dumbest advice I've ever heard. Let's talk about it. Okay, someone's written here, how to improve self-concept, how to focus and prioritize ourselves and take SPs off the damn pedestal. Guys, listen, this expression, take someone off a pedestal, is totally unnecessary. Okay? So I don't know if you've ever been in love with someone, those of you who give this kind of advice, but you normally pedestalize them and think they're wonderful. That's why you're in love with them. And if they weren't the kind of person you would put on a pedestal, why the fuck do you want them? Like, shouldn't they be the person you think is great, is the greatest person in the world? That's why you're in love with them? Like, make it make sense that the point is to bring a person down off a pedestal that you supposedly love. I want to look up to and admire and think the person I'm in love with is wonderful. However, the looking up to is the bit you guys have the problem with. So when someone's on a pedestal, it's someone you admire. You don't need to bring the person off it and bring them down off the pedestal for you to feel better. What you've got to stop doing is this. You're so wonderful. You're so much better than me. I don't deserve you. I'm not worthy of you, up there on your pedestal. That's what you fuckers are doing. So how is it going to help you taking them off a pedestal when what would help you is you getting your own little fucking pedestal and putting yourself on your own pedestal and being equal to them or slightly higher than them? But why would you want to take them down to your fucking level of lack of self-worth and shitty self-concept? Make it make sense. You're meant to be in love with them, aren't you? Aren't they someone you wish to admire and think is great? Aren't they someone you wish to fucking procreate with and produce children with, and you want them to be as great as your partner? Why the fuck would you want a partner you have to bring down from a pedestal and belittle and make smaller in order for you to feel better? When anyone ever gives that kind of advice, take them down off the pedestal, they're talking about those of you who look up to them so much because you, wait for it, you feel less than. So what's the answer here? Bringing them down or you bringing yourself up? I think the answer might be you bring yourself up. Don't you? Because isn't this about you? And isn't the person up on a pedestal higher than you because of your concept of, wait for it, yourself? Oh, that's right, Loz. This is about me. And the way they're treating me is a reflection of what I think about me. So they can only be high up at a pedestal if I think I'm less than them and not enough and they are better than me. Are you fuckers getting this who give this dumb advice about taking them off a pedestal? So, person who asked this question and various other people who ask stuff like this, do you understand that the reason you've even asked this fucking question is because you yourself, darling, don't feel enough. Therefore, you don't get prioritized. That's why you asked me about getting prioritized and why you asked about taking them off a pedestal, because you're the one thinking you're not on a pedestal yourself. You get it? So I can't fucking help you to drag someone down off a pedestal, but what I can help you with is what I teach, which is your self-fucking concept. And that self-concept that you have, which is in the gutter right now, darling, that's why you're not getting prioritized and why your person's all the way up there higher than you, is the thing you need to improve. Now, yes, you've said how to improve self-concept. Well, figure out what concepts you hold of yourself that are putting that person above you. Have you ever thought about that rather than trying to drag them down? Guys, Most old-fashioned dating advice, like taking someone down off a pedestal or playing hard to get or treat them mean and keep them keen, or the person who gives less is loved the most, or the person less in love is in control, all this bullshit. They're just beliefs. You can be as in love as the other person and have a perfect relationship. You can give more than the other person and have a perfect relationship. Okay? But if you think you're less than that person, if you constantly feel like your giving means that you're over-giving, if you constantly think that you love them more, therefore they don't love you as much, that's about your thoughts about yourself. And they can only act accordingly and treat you accordingly and reflect your concepts of yourself. I love them more than me. I give them more than they give me. I prioritize them over me. They're higher up on a pedestal than me. They are better than me. They don't think I'm enough. They're better looking than me, better than me, more admired than me, more special than me. They don't prioritize me. They don't put me first. So that's how they'll be. Are you guys getting this? Now, I have a course called Be Their Priority. I'll put this on YouTube when it goes on YouTube. Have you done that course, guys, if you're not getting prioritized? That course is all about making sure you become the priority, not tearing them down off a pedestal whilst you do it. There's nothing in that course where you're taking someone down off a pedestal in order to get prioritization, in order to get prioritized by them. They are not prioritizing you because of what you think about yourself, and in turn, what you think about them, and how you think you'll be treated by them, and how you feel you're going to be treated in relationships, and what you think relationships even are. Who's understanding this? What's happening? Someone's making a comment. The new dating advice is so toxic. Guys, all dating advice is toxic. Unless it's about changing you, no work. It's all manipulation. It's all game playing. It's all putting on a mask and being someone you're not in order to manipulate. All I'm teaching you to do is change you, and they reflect that. That's all I teach. I am the pedestal. Yes, darling, I love that. So guys, are you understanding? You need to put yourself on a pedestal instead of dragging them off one. So how do you do that? You focus on the you would be if you were up on a pedestal. How would you be? Who would you be? How would you be looked up to? How would you be admired? How would you be treated? What would you look like? How would you feel about yourself? How would they feel about you? What would they do for you? What would they say to you? What would your life look like? Who would you be if you were on the pedestal? Work it out. Start being and thinking from that new you who's on a pedestal. And if you can't do that for yourself, then you've got to ask yourself why you can't. What subconscious thoughts you have that don't allow you to prioritize yourself, don't allow you to feel like you'll be prioritized by somebody else, won't allow you to even feel like being on a pedestal is possible for you. Some of you even feel like that's like big wigging yourself or being arrogant. It's not, guys. If you feel like thinking you are great, wonderful, worth admiring, worth loving is arrogant or showy, or that's about your concept of yourself playing it small, not being too much, because you probably came from a family where you were told not to overdo it, not to be too big, not to be too loud, not to be too much, for a family who didn't think they were enough in themselves. You understanding this? I'm not talking about a fakery. I'm not talking about an arrogance. I'm not talking about pretending you're better than people. I'm saying, how do you feel about yourself internally? What thoughts do you have about yourself internally and concepts you hold about yourself that will allow you to let someone admire you and put you on a pedestal? Think about it this way. If you guys get the ick from someone admiring you, telling you they love you, giving you even a compliment, and you throw it back in their face, or you can't believe them when they say something good to you, then you've got a fucking problem. I used to do that if someone gave me a compliment, or if someone was loving towards me, I used to question why, or when the other shoe was going to drop, or if it was too good to be true. I do not do that anymore. If you are doing that, you've got to work on your fucking self-concept and change those concepts you hold of yourself that make you doubt someone's love, that make you doubt they would put you on a pedestal, that questions the compliment, that thinks it's too good to be true. I am the queen. I am the priority, the queen, and the only choice. Wonderful, Dixie. Do you think that way about yourself? Or does that seem arrogant? Debating the take them off the pedestal advice. Comment your thoughts. Oh, thanks, AI summary. Loz, I manifested my SP. I'm just obsessed with you. What's this? Oh, wonderful. Hooray. Wonderful, darling. You did that. I am the pedestal. That's wonderful, Candace. Guys, are you getting this? You don't have to tear them down. You've got to put yourself up there. Okay? So stop listening to dumb advice, or stop trying to think of them as less than. All I want you to do is build up your self-concept, your concepts of yourself that are causing you not to be prioritized, that are causing you to feel less than, not enough, not able to be loved, doubting things, thinking it's too good to be true. You've got to counteract each one of those concepts that you hold and change them. Then that person will be putting you on a pedestal and thinking you're the fucking ants pants, the bee's knees, treating you like the queen or king because you feel that way and think that way about yourself now. And you didn't need to do anything to them to make that happen. If you don't understand this, I highly recommend you do my Be There Priority course. It's one of my most popular love courses, and it will make you realize what you're doing wrong in your own thinking about yourself and your thinking about them. But I still use aspects of that course. I've got it in my bedside table. Okay? If you haven't actually ever focused on being prioritized, or you don't get prioritized in relationships, they put other things above you like work or even drug addiction or their family or their kids or their own time or their depression or their anxiety or whatever, and you don't get put first, you've got to realize it's about you, not them. Also, you can do Worthy as Fuck for Love, which is my course that also delves into your relationship patterns, and you'll pick up if you've got a pattern where you don't get prioritized in that course assessment, okay? Now, right now inside the squad, I do have a year-long course called New Me, New Them. You'll get that as part of your squad membership. And we just dropped my 3rd podcast of the Loz Line exclusively in the squad. So go and watch that in the squad, the Subconscious Loz Squad private Facebook group right now. And you might be able to be on the next podcast. We've just put out feelers for who wants to be, have we? On the next one. And I will coach you. All right, guys? So make sure you come and join me in the squad. You can get on my podcast. You can get the coaching library of videos you can't find anywhere else. You can do New Me, New Them, and you get help in there every single Thursday when I go live and I answer your questions. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you soon. I hope that helped. Please subscribe and follow me, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.